Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today, guys, this is it. This is it, guys. You know, today we're gonna do a John's Arcade on the road video, yes. We're gonna do an unboxing video, and we're gonna do a gameplay overview video. Yes, guys, this is it. We are getting the Stern Ghostbusters Pro Pinball Machine today in this very episode. And guys, if you've been following the channel, you've heard me talk about this for a while because I pre-ordered and actually paid in full for this thing back in April. And well, today is the day, guys. We are finally getting the machine. And actually, truth be told, the original distributor that I pre-ordered with never got them in, still hasn't gotten them in. So I ended up canceling my order and placed a new order with Automated Services down in Connecticut. And today, we're gonna take a drive down there to Connecticut and pick up the machine, throw it in the car, bring it back here, unbox it, check it out, look at it, bring it in the basement, set it up, and we're gonna play it. We're gonna do it all in this video. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get in the car, let's hit the road, let's drive down to Connecticut, and let's pick up a Stern Ghostbusters Pro Pinball Machine. All right, guys, we are about here. This is it. The moment we've been waiting for. So, never been here before, not sure what to expect. Here it is. Automated Services. So I'm gonna go in and see what's up, and then we'll come back. All right, let me go inside. All right, I just paid for it, and I think this is my machine right here. So it's in a box, it's in a crate. Hey, Ricky? Hi, Ricky. Is that right there? Okay. So do we need? I have an SUV. Okay. So do we need to take it out of the box? You think?
Did you measure it with the box? See if it fits?
Well, no, I didn't. Can we put it on its side? Is the head like?
No, this is where you lay it on.
That side?
Yeah, so truck this way only.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull my car a little closer?
Let me get this truck out the way.
Okay. So we'll try to put it in the car, in the box. I'm kind of excited here, guys. All right, let me grab my vehicle. He's gonna move this truck, and then we'll see if we can get it in. So we're gonna put it in with the box, and it should fit.
You want a video?
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, it's in. It fit perfect, actually. All right, let's go back to the basement, guys. Woot! Okay guys, we got it out of the car, and yes, here it is, the moment I've been waiting for since like April. Ghostbusters, it's in the garage. So, okay, so here's the plan. We're gonna unbox it out here, okay? And because I don't wanna bring this in the basement like this. I wanna get it out of the box, and admittedly, okay, I have never personally unboxed a pinball machine on my own before. Now, I've been involved in unboxings with friends, but I've never done it myself, okay? And I believe we're supposed to put legs on here, then tilt it out of the box, but I don't want to assemble it out here, okay? I want to do this in the basement. So basically, what I want to do is truck this thing into the basement on a hand cart, and then we're going to put the legs on in the basement. And like I said, I think trying to get this whole thing down there in this box is going to be a lot harder than removing it first in the garage. So let's open it up and see what's going on in here. So it looks like there might be some instructions right here. Let's take a peek here. So here's what it looks like inside, guys. You want to take a look here? Are we getting excited? Oh my God, look at this artwork. Holy cow, this is like Christmas. So let me remove this documentation. There's keys here, there's padding. So let's just kind of get all of this out and maybe we can read this and just figure out what the plan is according to their literature. All right, so let me put this on the table here and let's take a look at it. All right, so here's the pinball game setup piece of literature that was on the top. And it just basically goes through all the steps of getting the machine out of the box. Now, again, I can't quite follow it because it wants us to put the legs on, and I don't want to do that out here. I basically want to get the game on the ground and off this pallet so we can get a hand cart underneath it. But I'm just going to go through the steps here. So we got to open the top. We already did that. Pull the foam out. And then it says to lift the two legs with levelers per box in the plastic sleeves. At this point, do not cut the strapping. With the utility knife, carefully cut down on the left and right sides as shown. Okay. And looks like we're going to be cutting the left and the right sides. I see. So those are that's the side that says truck from this side. Interesting. So when we transported this, it was actually on its side, not its back. I did not know that. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and just take this stuff out? I don't know. Is this exciting? Removing foam and stuff from a box. All right, let's get this stuff out of here. So we got some foam corners. Okay. Man, I should have been doing this, like 2-3 months ago. I'm so happy to finally have this darn game. It's funny, it's like the excitement kind of wore off a little bit because it's been so long, you know? But I'm happy to say I have it now. So let's get these out of here. So these are the legs. So we'll bring that down. There's another leg box right here. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get this thing carefully off the pallet and onto the ground. And I want to basically slide it onto some cardboard. All right, so let's take a look here. So in the instructions right now, it wants me to cut the left and the right side. And is this thing strapped to the pallet? I don't even know. All right, let's get my knife and we're gonna cut the left and the right sides down and just see. So I just wanna make sure. So this corner is completely clear all the way down. Okay. Look at that, guys. Looks amazing. All right. So let's cut this other side down. Okay. Doesn't that look sweet? I mean, they did such a great job with this art, man, and it feels so nice and brand new. Look at the Ecto-1. All right, let me cut the other side, and then we'll kind of clean up a little bit. All right, there we go. So what I want to do is I'm going to slide the game. So I want to hand cart it actually from the other side. Actually, no, we're going to hand cart it from this side right here. So we got to get it onto the cardboard. I'm wondering if I should wait till a friend comes over. And then we'll open the strap when we get it into the basement. So for now, I think we're gonna stop here. I gotta call a buddy and have him come over, and we're gonna get the hand cart, and we're gonna basically drop this thing off the pallet onto the cardboard here, and then I'll wheel in with my hand cart and we'll grab it, strap it down, and bring it into the basement. But holy cow, am I excited. Look at this thing! So, let's just take it in for a minute. Oh man. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment for a while. I want it, and I want to play it right now. Oh, it looks so good. I love the art. Oh, I love it. All right, let me call a friend and we'll come back. All right, guys, Tim's here. Hey, what's up, Tim? You guys saw Tim in the auction video. That's
right.
and you're also Mr. Dude on the John's Arcade forums.
I am.
And you have a YouTube channel too?
I do. I do.
What is it? That Tim guy? What's your
Tim guy?
That Tim guy.
That Tim guy.
And you did like your Donkey Kong cocktail on there?
I did the Resto mod.
Yeah. How is that going? That cocktail?
Great.
Is it going
beautiful.
Good?
Looks beautiful.
Did you do Donkey Kong 2 stuff on it? What'd you do?
Not yet. That's
okay.
how it works.
Okay, gotcha. So Tim, here's the plan. We got to get the thing onto the ground, okay? Because Stern actually wants us to put the legs on right now, and then tilt it down.
Right.
But we're not going to put the game in the garage.
Right.
So we want to cart it into the basement. So I want to carefully just take advantage of the cardboard here, and let's just get the game on the ground so we can get the cart into it. And I imagine we're going to get to a point here where it's just going to want to go down.
Yep.
But I think the cardboard will really protect it. And we got these foam. This isn't actually that heavy.
This has gotten lighter.
It's a lot lighter than like an Atari arcade game.
Yeah. Pole position weighs 200 pounds more than this.
Yeah. All right, so we're on the ground. Let me get this foam out of here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to strap it down with my cart. Okay. And it's a brand new pinball machine, so we should probably try to protect the art in whatever way we can. So I'm thinking we'll put some cardboard corners here for the strap. What do you think?
You can use some of that foam if you want.
Yeah. It does kind of sicken me a little bit to put this medieval cart on here on this brand new game.
Yeah. We should carpet the whole cart.
So everyone always asks me like how I move my games in the basement, and this is how.
This is how.
You have the same problem, don't you?
No, I have a walkout basement.
Oh,
double doors.
You suck. That's like my dream.
Oh, yeah, that's the only way I got that Final Lap machine in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you sell? Tim's got like a Final Lap, which is a two-player, kind of almost like a sequel to Pole Position.
Pole Position.
Would you call it a sequel?
That's what they say it was, a successor, if you will.
Yeah.
It's one track.
It's one track.
One track. And it's gone. It left the basement.
Oh, you got rid of it?
Got rid of it. Nobody played it.
Oh. That's a big honking thing, too.
That was it. That was what? 2 games in a spot. I'll put this one in.
Yeah, let's try that. Just wondering what the best way is to do this.
And that will crush, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering here. These corners maybe we should, I'm gonna cut some cardboard up actually.
Okay.
All right, so I cut down some cardboard squares and scored them, and we'll use these to kind of protect. So Tim, if you could please maybe hold these while I run the strap around. I don't know if we can do all. I gotta keep tension on it as I go. All right. Seems to be working until we get here. Shoot. All right. Is it falling out?
No, I got it. But I can hold this one too.
Yeah, let me...
3 of them, you just gotta get the 4th.
All right. So, right there. All right, we all cardboarded up everywhere?
I think so.
All right, I'm gonna tighten this down, and then... It's Three Stooges Moving Company. Tim, are you a Ghostbusters fan?
Oh yeah, but I don't know about this new
Have you played this game?
I played it at Pintastic.
Oh yeah.
You know, the one I wanted to play at Pintastic, The Big Lebowski, was lines. I couldn't get in on it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
down a couple of times.
Oh, it was down?
Yeah, so they had people working on it.
Huh. So we're on, right?
We're on.
Yeah, I saw Big Lebowski at Pintastic. It looked pretty cool, actually. And it was playing like that Santana music.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had like a legit soundtrack in that.
They must have gone fully licensed.
Right. All right, guys, so we're all on here. So we're going to wheel it to the back here and bring it down the bulkhead and hopefully not destroy it in the process. So I'll meet you guys in the basement. Tim, we got it in the basement.
Right.
Was it bad? It wasn't that. It was actually light.
This is lighter than pole position.
Right. I mean, I'm so used to moving arcade games. This thing was nothing. And I think we got it down in one piece. I don't think we added any scratches, and I think it was a big success here. So we want to put the top legs on first. And I brought the legs down, and then we remove the strap last. Because if you remove the strap now, the head will go catapulting.
Right.
So we're gonna need a 5/8 inch socket, and I have one right here. And Stern puts like little protectors on here, which is kind of interesting.
On the bolts?
Yeah, there's little plastic. Like there's guys that sell these third-party like cab protectors.
Oh yeah.
And they're kind of built into the Sterns now.
Nice.
And then all the artwork's cut around here so you can't kink it. Which I think happened a lot with the 90s stuff. Like looking at my Revenge from Mars, you know, the artwork's all kinked around the legs.
Oh yeah.
You know? So we're gonna have to level this off too.
Do you have a level? A bubble level?
Well, I do actually.
That's better for going left to right?
I have one of those left to right ones, yeah.
I mean, we can use your phone for pitch.
Oh.
You have the bubble.
Are those phone levels accurate?
They're close.
Are they really?
I mean, when I was leveling my high speed, I ended up with like 6.5 in the back and 6 in the front.
Oh, really?
You know, I would say a half a degree, depending on your phone and your case, you're okay.
Really? Yeah, I remember spending a lot of time leveling NBA Fast Break because that's like a game that if it's not in the right spot, the game is unplayable because it just drains down the middle every time.
Yeah.
If it's just off like a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this game is similar.
We'll find out. We'll play a couple games and realize.
I think this game has a reputation of being kind of hard.
I thought it was very fast.
You did.
I thought it was fast, but then again,
but I'm not good at pinball.
neither am I.
So everything seems hard. All right, so we're gonna tighten down this leg. Where did I put the ratchet? Here it is. And so Stern is using black legs with like a nice textured finish to them. Is that cooler than chrome, Tim? What do you think?
I think it fits this machine.
Yeah.
I mean, they did textured black for the
right. And I'm looking at Revenge from Mars. They had all black too. Black lock bar, black legs. All right.
Harder to maintain.
I'm just gonna snug those up and not go too crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the other leg on, and then we'll tilt it down. All right, Tim, we got the legs on. We have the front legs. And so I'm looking at our pinball game setup manual. So far we've installed the front legs using the bolts from step 5, secured tightly. Take care not to scratch the finish on any of the legs. I think we did that. Now it says, carefully set the game down on the front legs. Care should be taken. Game is heavy. 2 people are recommended. Set aside the open box. What does that mean?
Oh, the box that it was in.
Oh, we already did that. Okay. So then we have to do, with the 5/8 socket, loosen and remove the 2 leg bolts on each side of the rear, and then you're supposed to lift it up and actually put your knee underneath it.
Yeah, I've seen somebody.
I usually use a bar stool down here. We can do either way.
What we should do to make our lives easier is, we can't get to it. I was gonna say we should loosen those bolts now, but we're not gonna be able to get to it.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just bring it down here. Let me try to get the camera in a good spot. So you ready, Tim?
Yeah.
Here we go. I think we can actually get the bolts off right now.
Now we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's loosen.
All right, so we're gonna remove those bottom bolts, and then we're gonna lift it up and then secure the back legs. I'll kind of spare you guys from the bolt removal footage. I think you guys can imagine what we're gonna do. We're gonna come down here with a ratchet and just get those 4 off. So we'll be right back. All right, Tim, we have the bolts off the back here. So let's lift it up, and we're gonna try to put it on the bar stool, which is what I normally do when I do this. And we'll just see how that feels. Ready? There you go.
Perfect.
And now we can kind of, in a relatively stress-free manner, put these on. So I think this is about it.
Pretty much.
There's like some loose end stuff inside we got to take care of. All right, Tim, we have all the legs on, so let's carefully remove the bar stool and we'll lower it down. So now is the time. Our legs are not level at all, huh?
Well, let's take care of that.
So now is the time that we can remove this strap and then bolt the head down.
You know what?
Is it the ground?
I think it might be your carpet, so I wouldn't go nuts.
Okay, yeah. All right, so looking at the instructions here, we can remove the strap now. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So now we can lift the head and secure it, and then inside the coin box is, I believe, a goodie bag, and there's the keys here on the plunger. So why don't we go ahead and grab that? So they attach the keys to the plunger, and there's a little thing here saying that do not use this. This is not a handle. So here, let's open the coin box and see what's in there. It's interesting they use Hap stuff, and it's got the Hap logo and everything. See that, Suzo Hap?
Oh, yeah?
They don't even try to hide who makes this stuff.
You could do a nice Ghostbusters logo right
Yeah. All right.
Wrong set of keys.
Apparently there's 2 different keys here. All right, there we go. So let's see what's inside here. So let's take out the coin box, which I think is maybe there's a zip strip holding it in.
Could be.
Not sure. Let's take a peek in here. So there's a bag full of extra plastics here. Is that loose? No, that's attached too. What's holding this thing in here? Oh, it's this little cotter pin. Up and out. All right, we'll put that to the side. And then this thing here, there's a bag in there. It looks like it's stapled. Should I pull it out? Or
Were you gonna remove the staple?
I think it's stapled. Yeah, it's stapled.
We just have to pull the bag out.
It's just like a goodie bag. I don't want to leave that in there, right? I'm thinking to myself, oh, let's leave it in and keep it all original.
Oh, boy.
So when I sell it 20 years from now, For Sale Ghostbusters has goodie bag stapled inside still.
Still. Home use only. Goodie bag.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and like secure the head?
Are the bolts?
The bolts should be in the coin box. So I'm gonna lift this up like so. And I'm going to admire how awesome the artwork is. And then back here, There's 2 bolts that go in here. Tension, install 2 bolts securely. It's fine. You can.
Okay.
It's not going to come down.
Did you want?
Yeah, I want to get the bolts out of that goodie.
I mean, did you want to film it?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
All right, so the head's up. So here's what's inside the coin box. So we have our power cord, and we have these bags here, which I'm guessing are balls and bolts, and the plumb bob. So those are probably the bolts right there. And then here's the plumb bob for the tilt. We'll install that. And then these are definitely the balls. Okay. So I'm not sure if these are, what are they exactly? Are they thumb screws? Oh no, they're just 5/8 inch.
Well, that's nice. It's not inside the back box.
Well, there's actually some inside too.
Okay.
According to the manual, those are like security ones, tamper-proof. You know, because if it's on location,
Right.
some drunkard with a wrench could, you know, tilt it down. All right, so I'm going to tighten these up. And I think we're about ready to slide it into its spot. Okay. And then what's interesting on this pinball machine, the power cord goes back here.
Hi, huh?
Yep. On the old Williams pinballs and all that, the power supply, well, this thing actually has a switching power supply. It's like right here.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a PC style switching power supply with that kind of plug. And they mounted it in the head, and the switch to turn it on and off is somewhere over here. It's right here.
Oh, wow.
It's underneath.
I'd be searching for it for years.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
All right, so what is this? So I'm going to put the power cord here, and then there's a little retaining clip here. All right, so Tim, why don't we get it in location, and then we'll remove the glass and get the goodie bag out of there and drop the balls in and see if we can figure out where this random power cord goes in.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to just slide it back in here and then just slide it into this hole. And actually, I'm gonna use some of these on the back. These little super sliders. I use these on my pins all the time, and it makes life kind of easier down here.
Oh, I did the other. Like close
Okay.
to me.
All right, down. I'll do this one. All right. All right. So we're gonna slide it into its spot here. It'll just take us a second, and then we'll come back. All right, Tim, we got it in its hole.
It's in there.
How's it look?
Looks beautiful.
And we kind of did some pseudo leveling really quick. You know, my basement has like a French drain along the wall, so it's a little chewed up over there. And I've always had to find that right spot for the pinball legs. I kind of feel like we have them in a good spot, so we'll see what happens here. But, all right, so Tim, I think that we should remove the back glass. We have to anyway. It says remove cable, tie in plastic bag before operating game. So Slimer here is all, he's all attached. So we have to figure out how to open this. I've only owned one Stern Pinball in my life, and it was Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
So it says here, new lockdown bar latches. With the keys removed, open the coin door and locate the 2 front folding latches on the inside of the front cabinet. So apparently there's some latches in here. Is this kind of like the control panel on an arcade game? Yes. There's one. And there's the other. Interesting. So it just kind of latches like on here, just like a control panel, like an arcade game.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Usually they have a little lock bar.
Yeah, I know. Over time, they've been simplifying and cost reducing. And you were saying before how clear this glass looked. It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get the glass off. And I just gotta be careful here. This is tempered glass, and this is a tight spot. There we go. Okay, Tim, here it is. How's it look?
Shiny and new.
Playfield looks
like
great.
A new pinball machine?
It sure does. So we can remove cable tie and plastic bag before operating game, okay? And they're of course talking about this thing back here. So I did grab some side cutters. Thank you. So let's go ahead and remove Slimer back here. Now this is one of the later model. I guess this thing had a lot of problems in the beginning.
The Slimer model?
The Slimer toy, I don't know. People were complaining about it. So I don't know if this is any different or corrected from the early ones. I have no idea. But it looks pretty cool. Don't you like him?
I like that. They did a nice job with that.
It did a great job.
I hope it holds up well to the beating it's going to get.
Yeah, me too. All right, so let's lift up the playfield and grab the goodie bag out of there. I kind of... Is there a latch here now?
We can open the door.
Is there a lock on this?
Shouldn't.
There we go. It's just so new. So this is kind of cheap. They just have these little, these little rods here. You know, compared to the serious hardware like on the Williams stuff. So whatever, it works. And so there's no balls in here. So let's grab the goodie bag. And it is indeed stapled. You can hold that, please. So let's take a peek here underneath the playfield. So you can see things are a lot more simplified compared to how stuff was, 20, 30 years ago. This is some kind of LED array, looks like, right here. Oh, wow. So I'm guessing this whole strip here, like if you have like one of these inserts go out, you got to replace this whole strip. I don't know if these are surface mount LEDs on their side. I'm guessing they are.
Yeah, but in theory with an LED, it should last.
It should last in infinity, right?
Its lifetime.
But, so that's the whole strip there. So there's no bulbs. I don't think there's not a single incandescent bulb, right? Of course not. Everything's LED now. So what does that mean? I never have to worry about lights ever again?
Oh, they put LEDs in here too?
I believe, yeah. I can see right here, this little bayonet here, which would normally be like an incandescent, like 4.4 or something, has like a little LED bulb in there. So let's put this down. Oh, actually, over here is kind of neat. Do you see these boards? They communicate with like this Ethernet. See that?
Oh, wow.
Right there.
So you can plug into the internet?
No, I think they're just using the Ethernet like protocol, whatever, to communicate from board to board to the backboard. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Right? All right, let's come down here. And I don't know if they're using Ethernet protocol. Is there a protocol?
That's the wrong guy.
Whatever, they're just using that kind of plug. All right, let's slide this thing back here. All right, the one thing we're gonna do really fast here is install the plumb bob. And this is for the tilt. Because we don't want people tilting or abusing the game, taking advantage of.
We're losing money down here in the basement.
That's right. So I'm just gonna, the higher up, what did it say, the higher up the harder it is?
The more sensitive it'll be.
Yeah. So we have the plumb bob all installed down there. So, all right, I think that we're ready. I mean, we can do the Spike Pinball software update. I don't know what version of software I have. I'll have to research that. All right, guys. So I think we're ready to turn it on. But Tim noticed here that my playfield has a number on it. It says H5 Herald Pro number 580 of 785. Is that right? They're only making 785, or is that 785 from this batch? Yeah. And this says April 29, 2015. So the date on this one, well, it's definitely later than the first ones that shipped, because the first ones shipped like mid to late April, right? And those ones were probably in production for a good week or so, right?
At least,
I don't know. Yeah. So this is just kind of from the first batch, but not. Now, when I got this machine, I was told that these were delivered to Automotive Services about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know what that means. Did they make the playfields and they sat since last April? Now, there is a typo on here that was supposed to be corrected, and we can see if it was. It's on one of these inserts, and we'd have to kind of fish for it. I think it's in one of these. Mass Hysteria Multiball Start, PKE Frenzy Start Loop and Supers, Light Negative Reinforcement, Light Tobin Spirit Guide, Negative. We'd have to Google it. One of these inserts has a big typo on it. All right, Tim, I'm going to drop the balls in here. And by the way, we can't figure out, we tried Googling to see where the typo is, and I'm going to have to Google it in a little bit.
Yeah.
I found it before, I remember.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to drop the balls in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Tim, I'm going to go turn the power on in the basement.
Okay.
You ready for this? All right, the power in the basement is on. Everything still works? All right, so let's come here and hit the switch. This is it. Ready? Woo!
It works.
I started getting scared there for a second because it was like there's a bit of a delay. All right, so this is my only pinball machine down here with LEDs. So I'm thinking this thing's gonna be like significantly brighter than everything else.
Yes.
Holy cow! It really lights up the basement over here.
It's bright.
Wow.
When you look at it next to fast break.
Yeah. So, all right, it says in the first time setup, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'll do the diagnosis in the menu system. Why don't we play a quick game, Tim? You want to try it?
Absolutely.
So, I have it on... I'll do the settings later. But let's try it out. Tim, why don't you go first?
Sure. Are you sure? I mean, this is your game.
Yeah, you help me out today.
All right, here we go.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
Welcome to the Ghostbusters.
Whoa. Wow, that sound is loud. Dude, that sound is pretty satisfying.
Yeah, it is.
What?
It's got a nice bass to it. That was fast.
Was that your first ball?
Yeah, it happened really fast.
Listen, you smell something.
So the sound is awesome.
It's rained already. I gotta say though.
Because the only time I played this was in a really loud arcade.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear anything. All right, the wait was worth it. I'm getting excited here. This looks awesome. Terror Dog, hurry up.
This is the last ball, I think. Maybe that was the last one.
Did we play a one-player game?
We did do a one-player game.
We did?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because the sound is fantastic.
It's got a nice soundtrack.
Yeah. And the audio quality of the speakers sounds really good. Slimer. Love that Slimer toy, man.
I'm in storage. Storage facility.
Is it not registering the Slimer hits?
I think it has, but I can't take Slimer away. Yeah, I think it registered that.
Did it?
Yeah. Wow, that shot back fast. There we go.
What do you think, Tim?
Wow.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
It lights up the basement like crazy. Let's see if we can,
Ready for some overtime?
So the skill shot, you have to hit the letters, I think, first before you shoot. Whoa. Shoot again.
Symmetrical book stacking.
I'm not convinced the thing's level.
I'm not either.
What?
Not either.
Yeah, it feels like it's leaning to one side.
Human being. Brothers need to be dry.
So those little inserts popped up right there?
Oh yeah.
See those? They're back. Now, the last time I played this game, I didn't know who the Scleary brothers were, and everyone was mad at me, saying that I didn't know anything about Ghostbusters. Well, they're from Ghostbusters 2. I saw that once, and I was like 12. All right, Slimer's down. Is it registering that? Yes. I just want to make sure. Is it registering that?
Is it supposed to?
Yeah, I think so.
So it needs direct hits.
Yes.
That's a super jackpot.
Well, that's it. Well, Tim, what do you think?
I like it.
So, yes, you can come back. So, Tim, thank you, man, for helping me bring it down. I'm gonna play around with this some more here. I finally got it. I'm a little concerned that I got one of the older ones. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because of the date on there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm gonna do some research about this and see. But we'll see. Because I remember people saying that the Slimer toy wasn't registering all the time.
Okay.
And supposedly that was fixed. I don't know.
Look into that, I guess.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll come right back. All right, guys. Couple things here. So I was reading the manual and I figured out what this power cord is for, right here. So I was guessing it was for like service or something, but no, it's actually for a bill acceptor. So this would, I guess, bring power to the bill validator if you had one, which I don't. So we're not going to use that, obviously. We'll just keep it in the coin bucket. So I'm kind of going through here. I put the game on free play, and there is like a whole menu system. Now, the one thing I figured out here is that I'm running code. We're running code 1.04. The current version's 1.05. 1.04 was released like the first week of May, so that means that my machine was made after that. So, or maybe just before that. I have no idea. So I'm not sure how new this machine is. I was under the impression I was getting one of the ones that were recently made. So I don't know. It doesn't have the current code. The current code came out like May 29th or something. So I think it's safe to assume this game was not made in June. This game was probably made in May. So anyway, I want to go through here and do a few things. I want to level off the playfield. I think we're going to update the code to the latest version, and I am just using this little level on the playfield right here just to see how it's level left and right. It's a little... We need to bring the front legs up just a little bit because we're a little bit beyond the 6.5 degrees, whatever it is that the bubble's supposed to do. So you can see there is a little bubble right here, and you want to get that bubble in between those two lines, and we're kind of favoring the top line, which means that... which means it's a little aggressive, this slant, so we can raise up the front legs. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the front legs too to kind of center the bubble, and then also try to get this thing centered more left and right using this guy here. Now this is a magnetic polycast protractor, and I used to use this thing all the time to level my pinballs, and I haven't had to use it in a long time because I haven't gotten a new pinball in some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust the front legs, favoring the right one to see if I can get that more centered, and then I'll come back. Okay guys, I just played with the legs a little bit, and I feel pretty good. It's definitely, the bubble's more center between the lines, and then this is looking pretty centered here. I pretty much did it all with the front legs, and then also, if I take a ball here and just roll it, it rolls right down the center there. So I feel pretty good about the setup there. Yeah, it's rolling right down the middle. Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to put the game back together, put the glass on, and I'm going to go grab a USB stick. I'm going to download the latest software, and let's install that really quick. Alright guys, I copied the 1.05 code to a USB thumb drive. The instructions said to basically just format it FAT32 and copy I think it's a SPK file. It was about a gig, like 990 something megs. So let's see what's going on back here. We have to open the back glass, and we got to plug this into a USB port while it's off, and then power it on, and then it should automatically start installing. So let's go ahead and turn it off. And by the way, let's take a look back here. I know we kind of looked at this at Mike's when we were at Lanes and Games, but this is it. That's all that's back there. So yes, here's the inside of these new Stern pinball machines. So the main CPU board, which is the Spike system. I think it was called, was it the SAM system before that? I don't know, but here's a switching power supply right here, but really not much to it. You can see there's these Ethernet cables here that go to the little node boards or remote boards that are under the playfield. And actually you can see kind of the little flow chart here. The CPU, which goes to the display, which goes to the power distribution, the power supply, and then there's a node bus to the playfield, node bus to the cabinet. So anyway, this is the brains all right here talking to everything else, and obviously the form factor has gotten a lot smaller since, the one right next to it. I mean, what's in there is a rat's nest compared to this, so technology obviously has advanced. One thing that I find really interesting is that there's no back box, no translite light, no fluorescent tube, no light bulbs. It's all these little LED displays. There's LEDs right here. There's just little surface mount LEDs, and that lights the whole back glass, and it's just amazing to me that that actually works. So anyway, we have 2 USB ports right here. We're gonna plug into one of them, like so, and we should be able to just turn it on now, and it should update itself to 1.05. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the game on. And I think it's really interesting that we're updating these games this way. You know, soon they'll be on Wi-Fi doing it on their own. It's just a matter of time. So we're supposed to get something on the display that says it's updating itself, don't turn it off. And hopefully we see that here. And it looks like it's doing, here it says game code update. Press select to update or press back to exit. So let's open the, so let's press select, which should be the menu button. There we go. So it's updating, and you could see that it's 921 megs or 921,000 kilobytes. So I'm gonna let it go do its thing. You know, I don't know what is new. I don't even know what was wrong with 1.04, but 1.05 is the latest. So let's start with the newest and best, and we'll come back and we'll just kind of look at the game. Let's talk about what's going on here. I am kind of in awe of it. You know, when the lights are off and the thing is just glowing down here, it really stands out. Especially next to my old, dull 90s pinballs. This thing is like crazy. So, all right, I'm gonna let it do its thing and then we'll come back. All right, guys, we're all updated here. It says update complete, so we're now running code version 1.05. And I gotta say, that was pretty simple and painless and kind of cool, actually, you know, because, you know, with all these games down here, I've never been able to update them, really. You know, to have a game that's so new where I can go on the internet and download code and update it with a USB stick, I like that a lot. So I hope Stern continues to update the game and add new features and modes and all that stuff. So I'm not really sure what it added. There is like a README document, and you can check that out. And of course, I just got the game, so everything's gonna be new to me. So anyway, before we move on, I want to just point out one thing here on the playfield. I did figure out that I do have the typo on my playfield. If you look here, the word reinforcements is spelled wrong. There is an E missing after the C. So obviously, this playfield is one of the first, from the first batch, okay? Supposedly, and I don't know if this is really true, that the ones they're releasing like this minute or in the future are going to have this corrected, but I don't know. I don't know for sure if that's really happening. So, but anyway, just looking around before we put the glass on, I have to say I'm really admiring this game. I love it. I love the way it looks. I love these colors. I love the hand-drawn artwork. It was a Zombie Yeti did this. He did a fantastic job. The color palette is great. The pinks, the blues, the magentas, it really works for me. And again, it's all hand-drawn. I love that. I just like that so much because all of the newer pinball machines the last 10 years, you know, they were just using like style guides and JPEGs and Photoshop files, and they weren't really creating anything new, which is what they did back in the day. I mean, look here, NBA Fast Break, you know, that's all hand-drawn artwork. I mean, I suppose they could have taken a picture of these basketball players, but no, they had the John Yalsey that did that. I don't know, but whoever, they had one of their artists paint the guys, and I just love that. And, you know, Revenge from Mars, obviously too. But this looks great, and a lot of cool features. You know, it's got 2 flippers. Okay, it's not a 3 flipper game, which doesn't really bother me, I don't think. You know, I haven't played it enough to really know, but I do usually like games with a 3rd flipper up here because you always have those interesting shots like my Whirlwind did, you know. But whatever, we'll kind of miss that maybe, or maybe not. Maybe the flow is so good that we'll never even miss that 3rd flipper. So over here, we got some targets, okay. Right here, some trap balls, 4 here that go around this loop, which is kind of nice. Now there's a scoop right here, okay? Now again, I just got this game, so I don't really know the game modes. I've only played it one time, and that was a couple months ago on location. So I don't know the modes or how this game works at all, and over time here, we'll be doing a bunch of videos, you know, as I get more familiar with the game, and really the purpose of this video was to do the unboxing and just kind of an introduction to Ghostbusters in the basement. So right here's a little thing that captures the ball and launches it. Another drop target there. Actually, just a stand-up target. These guys right here pop up kind of like, was it Medieval Madness that does that? I think so. And here's the Slimer toy, which is kind of the star of the show. Now, I did notice that he wasn't really registering earlier, and I guess there's an adjustment. We might have to revisit that or visit that later. There's a Marshmallow Man back here who's amazing. I think he lights up and moves when one of the game modes go. And then we have a ramp here with the train tracks on it that goes around. And this is actually a two-way ramp. You can either go up this side or that side, and they kind of feed into each other. And then also it does come back down here to that, and it drops into the inner lane. But and then there's a Newton's cradle right here. So you know, this thing's got a lot going for it. And back here is the ghost trap. I don't know what that does. Again, haven't really played it yet. We just got it. But I'm loving what I'm seeing here. So let me put the glass on really quick, and maybe we'll play one more game. What do you guys think? All right, I just power cycled it. I removed the USB key first and put it back together and then turned it on. And it just said it's updating the node boards, okay? So those boards under the playfield get updated. And by the way, let's just turn the light off and just kind of admire the game in the lineup here. What do you guys think, huh? How does it look? Yeah, it looks really good. Oh, I'm so happy to have 3 pinball machines again. So why don't we just play a quick game here together, and you know, we'll be doing a bunch of videos on this topic here because I do want to do stuff to this, okay? I got plans, you know, and so as time goes on, we'll be playing this, and as I really figure out how to play the game, and today we'll just kind of set up the camera like this, and we'll do something a little more special later, but for now, let's just kind of play it and enjoy it. Oh, I gotta put it on free play. So apparently, with the software update, it lost my free play setting.
Welcome aboard, kid.
Use flippers to change skill shots. So in the back there, oh, I see. We'll do 5 times bonus, sure. If I hit P. I cannot believe how good this game sounds. I'm not kidding. It's really loud. The audio quality in this game is off the charts. I'm doing really bad here. Game's fast. Ah! I'm really bad, guys. Alright, we gotta try to figure out how to play this game. So I can tell right there, I gotta spell ghost. Alright, so we hit the Slimer toy. Ah! The Scoleri brothers! So that was a quick game. Let's try one more.
Welcome back.
So we gotta pick our skill shot. So it's light multipliers, +5 bonus times, +3 million super jackpot, and you have to pick it before you launch. So right now I need to hit the E. Let's go for the P. It looks a little easier. No. So you can see the P flashing back there. So I wanted to get the ball through that, and I did it. Super jackpot grows. All right, we got Slimer coming down. Ah. So Slimer's still down here. So I don't know if that's registering. You've been slimed. those slime hits are registering because there's like a low bass sound when I hit him, and sometimes it's really a crazy sound, and sometimes it's not. Let's see. That was definitely a hit. Jeez, this game is tough, guys. So there's pop bumpers back there, which we didn't talk about when we did the little playfield walkthrough, but they're there. They're hidden underneath the city. Storage facility is lit. Ah! So yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. What did you think, huh? I like it. All right, let's hang out and do some viewer mail. And again, we'll be revisiting this topic. Trust me. We got a lot of Ghostbusters stuff to do. All right, guys, there you have it. Yes, look at it, the Stern Ghostbusters, my God. And yes, it looks awesome down here, doesn't it? It looks really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. And yes, we'll be doing more Ghostbusters stuff in the future because, well, for one, I got to figure out how to play the game. I have no idea what I'm doing in that game. And really, it usually takes me a couple weeks with a new pinball machine to really kind of understand the rules. And the games are usually surprisingly deep. So hopefully we discover all kinds of stuff in that machine. And also, I want to do some stuff to that game. I think for certain we're going to be getting a shaker motor, okay? Because I can easily plug a shaker motor in there and the thing will vibrate when it, there's little cues and stuff during the gameplay. So I think we're going to get one of those. And we might get the inner art. I don't know. I'm going to maybe tastefully mod it or bling it, whatever. I don't want to go too crazy, but we'll be revisiting that very soon, and I'm jazzed. I can't wait to play that game, by the way. Just look at it. So, all right, let's do some viewer mail here. If you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you need to email them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7@gmail.com. In the subject line, please put viewer mail, one word. The first one here is from Brandon. I splashed myself with water. So the first one's from Brandon. It says, "Hey John, I've been binge watching your videos on YouTube. On the one hand, I'm bummed that I didn't run across your channel sooner. On the other hand, though, after all these years, there's a ton of content on there now. Next video, yes please. It's been interesting watching your restore videos over the course of a few days, knowing that some of them span the course of a few years in real life. Yeah, like the Quantum, which we did just finish, and I have to release the last video, but I worked on that game for 3 years. 3 years it took me to get all the parts and little by little put it together. Anyway, going on, that's a level of patience that I don't think I'll ever have. You know, most of the restores, though, we do it in a 2 to 3 months, you know, but some of them with the empty cabinets like Journey and Quantum that have rare parts, it takes a while to find all that stuff. So anyway, going on, enough small talk, he says, as I'm sure you have plenty of other things you could be doing, like finishing the Quantum or visiting another arcade somewhere in the continental US. My question is this: what is a fair price to pay for a full-size Tempest upright, okay? He says, I'm actually looking for two, not because I'm greedy or because I love Tempest that much. What I like to do is keep one as a Tempest and convert the other to a Major Havoc. I see units on eBay for 15 to 2 grand, and that seems a little high to me, especially considering the work I'd have to put into most of the units I'm seeing to restore them to pristine condition. Would it be better to build 2 identical cabinets to the Tempest spec, install reproduction control panels and get reproduction artwork, and then populate the units with the components as I find them online? Seems easier to find the parts than the complete units these days. In fact, some of the parts are even getting increasingly difficult to find. I reached out to Arcade Shop and inquired about the Major Havoc roller like the one you installed in your control panel, and they're out of stock. You mentioned in your video that you picked one up when you did because you were worried you wouldn't be able to get one if you waited. Looks like you were right to do so. And what he's talking about is my Tempest over here, my Major Havoc over here is a Tempest conversion. So it was originally a Tempest cabinet, and Atari Atari sold a kit to convert Tempests to Major Havoc, and it was an official kit with full side art, and that's what mine is. So mine's not a dedicated Major Havoc, but if you're gonna get one that's not dedicated, that's the one to get, and I love it, and the side art's awesome, and again, it's a legit kit, it looks great, I love everything about it. So anyway, he goes on, anyway, just trying to figure out what my best bet is. Thanks, Brandon. Oh, I'm not emailing you directly to be featured in the viewer mail segment. Whoops. Though if you wanted to address this in one of the videos, that's certainly your prerogative to do so. So anyway, he goes on. All right, so Brandon, here's the deal. Tempest is really common, okay? That is a very common game. I've seen a lot of Tempest uprights for sale, like a lot over the years, okay? And typically, it seems to me, even today, that they sell from like $600 to $800, like collector to collector. Like if you were to go on Clove, KLOV.com, I suggest looking through the for sale threads or even make a wanted to buy thread. I think you could probably get a working one in fairly decent condition for less than $800. And maybe I'm out of touch, but I believe that to be true. Now, I don't think a game like Tempest is one that you want to piecemeal necessarily because, again, it's super common. There's tons of them. They're always for sale. A lot of times, sometimes cheap because the monitor is dead, okay? And we certainly covered that monitor, the 6100, a lot on this channel. You know, I've rebuilt at least 2 of them and fixed 2 of them on video here, so you can watch those videos to get an idea what's involved with repairing and fixing a 6100. Usually, if you shotgun them, they'll come back to life. So I would encourage you to maybe look for a complete Tempest, okay, that's on the cheap, that is not working, okay? It could be a power supply issue, it could be a monitor issue, which are gonna be your 2 easiest issues, and odds are good, it's usually one of those 2. So maybe you can find a nice, clean, complete one that's unmolested for, I don't know, $500 maybe on Craigslist, or maybe even on Clove. Fix the monitor, fix the power supply, and get it going. But I think a game like Tempest, if you go out there and just buy the control panel on its own, the board on its own, I think you're gonna pay through the nose. I think that those boards go for $200-300 when they're working. The monitor can fetch $600 when it's working. You know, a power supply is $50, $30, whatever. Control panel could be $150-200 because the spinner knob on Tempest gets gobbled up all the time by the MAME guys, okay? So I think that you should be patient. I think you should make a wanted to buy post, and I think you should try to find a nice, clean, all complete game. Maybe it's broken, maybe it's not, and I think that's what you're better off doing. And by the way, I'll show you my Tempest. I have a Tempest Cabaret over here. So there's the upright and there's the Cabaret. So I decided to go with the Cabaret, which I really like a lot, you know, and you don't give up much with this. It has the full-size 19-inch 6100, and I think it's really handsome, okay? And then if we go over here, you guys can see my Major Havoc. Now, again, the Major Havoc was formerly a Tempest cabinet, but this was an official Atari conversion kit, and I think it looks really sharp. What do you guys think? And I installed a roller controller in here, and you're right, I did order this before I was ready to put it in because I was worried that these were going to be sold out, and I don't think they have them anymore because the dedicated Major Havocs used a roller, whereas Tempest had a spinner. Now, you could play Major Havoc with the spinner, which is how I was playing it initially, but then I added the roller, and really it's the right way to play Major Havoc. But so yeah, I would look for one, a complete one. I would just put the feelers out there, get the word out that you're looking for one, and I think you could probably be sub $800, you know. Tempests don't really seem to sell for a ton. They don't, but you know, the parts in them do though, especially the monitor. I mean, the 6100 monitors on their own can sell for quite a bit these days, because you guys need those for everything, you know. All those Atari Vector games need those monitors, and they're not making more of them, you know, so they're becoming scarce. All right, the next one here is from Gary. Hey John, Gary here from Gateshead in the north of England, UK. Just want to let you know what a big deal your videos are to me. Like you, and by the way, thanks Gary. Like you, I grew up fascinated by arcade machines, had no money, so I would spend hours just watching others play. I promised myself I'd have one of my own one day, and was on top of the world when I got my MAME cabinet. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for sharing your enthusiasm for arcade machines and for putting the time aside to make the videos. Thanks again, John. I hope you will keep up the good work for years to come. I just followed your Xbox account. I am Mr. Ropa, by the way. Signed, Gary. So not really a question, but a nice little letter. So Gary, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Thanks for watching, and thanks for following me on Xbox. If you guys want to follow me on Xbox, I'm BLKDOG7. So anyway, thanks Gary. Thanks for watching. Next one here is from Trey. And really quick question here. How do you find arcade auctions? I can't find one anywhere. So, well, Trey, there's a couple places you can look. Okay, so we went to that auction like a month or two ago in Westfield, Massachusetts, okay? And that auction was listed on a website called Auction Zip. Okay, auctionzip.com. Okay, so you go on there and you type in arcade or pinball and see if an amusement auction pops up. Now, you're not guaranteed to find one right away. Okay, so I don't think they're holding them every week across the country, but if you keep looking on there, eventually you will find one near you. Okay, and another place to go is a site called Super Auctions. Okay, and actually, Super Auction is who put on that auction in Westfield. So you can go on Super Auction's website, which I think specialize. I think all they do is coin op auctions. They usually go into an arcade deck closed and they auction off all of the games, or they'll go to a space or a warehouse and people will bring games and they get auctioned off. So go to auctionzip.com or go to Super Auction's website. Those are two spots you can go. And I actually got this question a lot, especially after the last auction video. Everyone's asking, how do you find out about these auctions? And a lot of times when the auctions come to town, they'll advertise on Craigslist, which this one did too. So sometimes you find out about it on Craigslist, sometimes a local collector friend tells you, or if you monitor the auctionzip.com website or the Super Auctions website, you can kind of keep abreast of this stuff. So you're gonna have to do a little work. Just go on the websites. Maybe you can register for alerts. I have no idea, but those are the sites you want to go to. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yes, we have the Ghostbusters down here. Of course, I have to thank my friend Tim for coming over to help me move the game down. So Tim, thank you very much. And also, check out Tim's YouTube channel. Go on YouTube and search for That Tim Guy and an arcade, and his channel will come up. It's like That Tim Guy Arcade. Just do that search on YouTube and his channel will pop up, and he's restored a bunch of stuff. Like I think he's working on an outrun now. He's got like 3 outruns. So go check out Tim's channel. And Tim, thank you very much again for helping me today. I really needed it. You know, I was not about to try to bring that down by myself, even though the thought crossed my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I kept thinking to myself, man, this game's not that heavy, you know. I brought a Moon Patrol down here by myself, and this thing feels lighter than that, but I said, nah, I gotta get a friend over here. So Tim, thank you very much. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you very soon. If you've never subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click subscribe, especially if you like the Ghostbusters stuff. We're gonna be doing a lot more pinball stuff. So click subscribe to keep up with the videos, and then also check out my podcast. There's Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. I'm getting parched. Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com and YouSuckShow at YouSuckShow.com. And then also, if you guys are going to California Extreme, I will be there Saturday, July 16th. That's in Santa Clara, California. It's a massive arcade and pinball show. We're actually putting on a tournament. So me and Joe from Arcade Outsiders will be there, and we're doing a tournament. We're calling it Proto Hype. So if you're going, be sure to stop by and say hi. All right, guys. That's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon. Later, and bye!